Hello artists, today we're going to talk about 1-point perspective. So here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a piece of paper, a ruler, a pencil, an eraser, and I want you to go ahead and label this paper 1-point perspective. So as you read, perspective is when you use lines to make things appear to be going back in space, and you typically want to use it a lot when you're drawing buildings or anything really geometric it's going to help with. All right, so in our first 1-point perspective drawing, you're going to take your ruler and you're going to draw a line straight across your page near the top. Don't do all the way up at the top, but near, so like in the top third. Ta-da! There's my line. So this, I want you to label it. This is the horizon line. Now, what's a horizon line? Well, it's the line where the sky meets the sea. It calls me. Yeah, don't you love my Disney princess singing? Yeah, I know. It's not a note I can hit. But there you go. You'll always remember the horizon line now because anytime you think of Moana, you'll think of horizon line. All right. And then you also are going to draw a little dot, and I want your dot to be like on the leftish side of your line. This dot is called your vanishing point. Go ahead and label both of those, vanishing point and horizon line. So the reason why this is called 1-point perspective is because there's one vanishing point. In a later video, you'll get to try a 2-point perspective where there's 2 vanishing points. So what happens in 1-point perspective is we're going to see a building from a front and the side. So what I want you to do is below this line, I want you to draw a little house the same way you've been drawing a house since like kindergarten. Although it would probably help if I drew straighter lines. Let's try again. I'm gonna use my ruler. And I'm going to draw a little triangle on top. Ta-da! Not the prettiest, but there we go. I'm going to switch to a different kind of pencil. That one just keeps breaking. All right, so here's my little house. What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this spot, and this spot to my vanishing point. A little connect the dots here, because what I want is I'm going to be able to see this side of the house as well as this side of the house. So I'm going to take my ruler, connect the dots from down here in the corner to my vanishing point, and I'm going to draw a line. Then I'm going to take my ruler from this middle spot and also draw a line. Then I'm going to take my ruler from this top point also to the vanishing point and draw a line. So I have all these lines that would exist on the side of the house. If they keep going back in space, they would all disappear to this point. So now let's make it look more like a house. So what do this line and this line have in common? Well, they are parallel lines. Parallel lines, if you recall, always travel next to each other and never cross. So if you were to be looking at a house or a building of any sort, the lines that go from the ground up are always going to be parallel to each other. Even in these perspective drawings, they're never going to go sideways or on a diagonal. So to figure out where our next line goes, we need to remember it's going to be parallel to this one. So I've got my line here, and I'm going to make my house this big. You can decide how big you want your house to be. Is it going to be really long like that? Is it going to be little? My house is going to stop right here. And I'm going to draw a parallel line, parallel to that one. So see, each of these 3 lines are parallel. Then, this is where it's a little bit trickier. I'm going to make a line that's parallel to this one. On a diagonal. Ta-da! Now I'm going to erase all these extra lines I don't need anymore. And there's my house. I'm gonna add a little door on the front, because why not? I cannot draw straight lines without a ruler. It's got a little fun little windows. But what if I want to draw a window on the side? Well, I can have my lines for the sides of the window parallel to these 2 lines. But the top and bottom of the window, they have to go to the vanishing point. Oh, that one wasn't very parallel. There we go. Maybe I have one on the top of my house, a window. I'm gonna draw some lines that come from that vanishing point. Then these ones gotta be parallel to the roof. Voila! There's my window on my house with all the windows. Congratulations, you just did your first 1-point perspective drawing. Woohoo!